Welcome to the review and 2 of The First Tree, the soul-searching, story-driven, third-person, fox-walking simulator available right now for PC and all consoles for only $10. Is it worth a tenner? Let's find out. In The First Tree, you play as a fox wandering beautiful, zen-like landscapes searching for her missing cubs. Along the way, you will come across objects that will trigger audio narration, which unveils a deeper, more meaningful story about life and death. To complement this, some awesome and emotionally ambient music plays throughout your 2-hour journey. This sounds like a perfect combination for a touching, pull-on-your-heartstrings adventure. However, the sum of all the First Tree's parts add up to a boring, tedious game. Without spoiling the story, which is told in spurts only by digging up objects with the fox, it isn't something that the player feels invested in. While the topic of life and death without a doubt can be emotional and impactful, the story is shrouded by the monotony of gameplay and bland, lifeless environments. Gameplay consists of wandering around each level with a slow-running fox, finding some objects, tackling some minor platforming sections, and proceeding on. None of the gameplay is tantalizing to say the least. Controlling the fox is somewhat clunky, and the platforming sections feel like something added just to give the game some depth and longevity. But most of the platforming sections can be bypassed due to the floaty jump system and odd interaction with objects and the environment. There are also far too many instances where you'll be running around for minutes on end with nothing interesting to find or look at and no music or narration playing in the background. The entire game feels like you're dragging a dead fox carcass through the woods for no reason whatsoever. The narration also feels contrived and emotionless, like a couple actors reading from a script, which of course they are. The narration isn't believable. No one in real life talks like this, and it hurts the story. The narration is mainly spoken while finding the objects, so depending on how fast or slow you play the game, it could be a long time till you hear anything to push the story forward. This impacts the emotional investment the player has into the game, and by the end of your playthrough, the only investment was 2 hours of your time. So The First Tree gets a 4 out of 10 and a never buy. The music is the standout in The First Tree and sets the tone for the entire game, not the story or the narration. The music by itself is full of emotion, highs and lows, and it is simply beautiful. While the art design catches the eye, it doesn't make up for the lifeless environments that the fox has to trudge through. There are only a few instances where things do become a bit more interesting, when some other fauna are introduced and a dreamlike stage is unveiled. The First Tree tells a story about life and death, but it fails to resonate any deep feelings of emotion other than a hatred for slow-running foxes, bland environments, and missed opportunities. The First Tree could have been a game that emotionally impacted players if everything it encompassed had more substance and was put together in a way to keep players engaged and invested. So remember, if you liked the review, be sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Till next time, keep on gaming.